Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Sands and Abbott, a conversation. I'm Jay Sands.
Hey, everybody, I'm Ernie Abbott. Great to be with you again, Jay. Let's get this show on the road, my friend.
Believe it, pal, because we got something special for you. Here we go.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Sands and Abbott. Again, what's my name?
Mr. Jay Sands.
That's it. And you're Bill Berkeley? What? Oh, Ernie Abbott. I'm sorry.
Great to be with you again, Jay, on this Friday. It's Friday. We're into November already, unbelievably so.
Every time I think about that, it's like November. Yeah. It was just January. We were just celebrating New Year's. I just got Christmas presents. It's terrible.
Well, you're still probably wearing shorts down there in Central Florida, I would think, aren't you?
Listen. Hey, my personal... You're going to have to stop that, Ernie Abbott, because that's what I do in my personal time is none of your business. So I want to run around in my
That's
shorts.
That's what the fans want to know,
Oh, you
Jay.
mean shorts? I'm sorry. I thought... See, we've just got a thing going here. Anyway, how are you, my friend, and what's going on up there?
It's a beautiful fall day again, Jay, today. You know, most of the leaves have fallen. We've got a few leaves still up there, but it's a beautiful fall day. Love this time of year. You know, you can be out...
And that was, ladies and gentlemen, Tori Wilson. And we do have to make apologies here. We're 7 minutes into this show, but my encoder somehow just decided to not work. So you missed 4.5 minutes of our show. I do hope you got most of Tori's song. We're going to play more of her music in a little while. But the antics are over. It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Tori Wilson, who's with us live. Hello, Tori.
Hey Tori.
Guys.
Ernie,
Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining us today, my dear. It was always a pleasure having new, up-and-coming young folks doing great things out there.
There he goes.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Stop trying to impress the kid already, will you? Jesus, Ernie.
Well, you know, just to go back a little bit, Jay, Tori, again, she's from New York originally, now residing down in Nashville, closer to where the music things are happening down there, pursuing her career. And she started out, Jay, interestingly enough, she sang on a Nickelodeon Thanksgiving special when she was in the first grade. Do you
Really?
remember that? Do you still remember that, Tori?
Strangely enough, I do. I remember going in and I remember acting like I was supposed to, and then they asked me to sing, and then it kind of like sparked a fire in me somewhere.
Now this is how you started singing.
Yep.
So what? How did you end up on Nickelodeon? How did that work?
Well, when I was little, I wanted to be an actress.
Oh,
And
okay.
so my parents did what they could, and they helped me get out there and get in the casting calls and all that stuff. And that was one of those things that I showed up to be one of those young child actresses. And then they asked me to sing, and I kind of went from there.
Yeah, it says paved the way for Tori to do commercials and print ads and voiceovers. And when she was just 8 years old, she was writing her own lyrics and recording her songs by age of 10.
My
So
goodness.
you got the bug very early, very young age.
Oh, yeah. We started them young.
Now, how does a girl from New York end up writing country songs? Because you were practically
Strangely
a city girl, practically.
I have this friend, and her name is Dana, but she started making me listen to country music. And at first I was really, really resistant because, I lived in New York, and that wasn't what all my friends listened to. And then she kept showing it to me, and every song she showed me I really loved. One of the first artists I listened to was Sarah Evans. And I was absolutely mind-blown by her voice and her lyrics. And I was just super amazed, and that kind of led me into wanting to do it myself.
Wow. And when did you start actually writing your own songs? I know it was around the age of 10, but what was it that sparked that feeling to start writing country music when you didn't know what country music even was?
I kind of just realized that I had these feelings that I could put into words, and I could tell my story and share it with people through something that everybody kind of connects to, which is music. And it was a really enlightening experience for me to realize that I could share my stories and other people had the same stories to write about,
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
It
That's
is
great
amazing.
stuff. And she's she by her in her own words, Jay. The quote is, "Knowing that people were listening, I was really inspired to reach out and make a difference." So true to her words, Tori, like she says, she started performing at schools and encouraging other kids through her music and through her lyrics and through her performances. Not to succumb to many of the peer pressures that students face, young kids face, and giving them a message of confidence. And her message is really spread, I guess, tremendously, Tori.
That's all you can really hope for, is that I hope to reach as many people as I can and spread the word that being you is the best person that you could be, and confidence gets you a lot of places.
We're big on that on this show, Tori. We talk a lot about young people and the good things they're doing out in this world that are going, kind of anonymous right now. You hear about all the horrific things going on, but there are great things going on with folks like yourself, spreading your word and doing some great stuff out there. And, I just want to salute you for that. And, that's why we wanted to have you on today, just to bring recognition to that there are people like yourself out there that are doing not only, for themselves, but trying to help others out around them. And that's tremendous stuff. And I know Jay I'm talking for Jay, but Jay can talk for himself. I know he will agree with me on that.
Oh,
Well, thank
wait,
you so much.
is this my show too? I'm sorry, Ernie. Did you? I was just wondering because. No, I got to say, Ernie, you're absolutely right. And I do play around sometimes too much, but it's true when you get, because we haven't even told you how old this girl is. When I started that song, I asked everyone to, but you couldn't hear me because we had problems with the encoders. But I asked you to actually listen to this song. So I think I'm going to play one more song just in case you didn't, in just a little bit, because we got a few people in the chat room now. Bob Steele's here, Andrew's here. I want you to listen to her voice because you can tell by her speaking voice that she's a young woman, but you can't tell how old she really is. And when she sings, you really can't tell how old she is. And I'm not quite sure I want to tell you guys yet, so we're going to keep that a little secret. We're going to play a little more of her music in a little while. But I mentioned before we came on the air that you were an old soul. And I'm going to stick to my guns on that one, Tori, because I'm so impressed by your music. And there are people out there that don't actually get the chance to do what you're doing. And I think it's just amazing. For you to take that leap at your age, leave home and or actually move away from your home at such a young age to go somewhere you don't know anything about and make a splash like you have is just, it's phenomenal.
I think that's one of the greatest compliments you could have given me. I mean, I think to be a songwriter and to be what I want to be, you have to throw yourself out there and find new experiences and do great things to get great places.
You're absolutely right. And a lot of people today don't get it. They just don't get that. Because we talk a lot about politics around here and you know, the way the country is going. And it's, you know, people, a lot of people, not everybody, because that was the proof we got last Tuesday, that most of the people in this country believe we were going in the wrong direction. And not to get political in this music environment here, but the whole point is if you work hard for something, you're going to achieve your goal. It may take time. It may not take time. In your case, you started early. You started right away. You knew where your life was going. You took the bulls by the horn, and man, you got them bowing to you, and that's fantastic. And that's what it's all about, the hard work, because it pays off.
It's certainly a journey. It's definitely a trip to get there, and you got several hurdles to go over, but it's all kind of worth it when you realize why you do it and the people that you reach.
There you go. You know who she reminds me of, Ernie?
Who's that, Jay?
What's his name? Oh, I hate when this happens.
Terrell Osborne?
No, not Terrell. No. I'm going way farther back than Terrell.
Our friend over in Egypt, Summer Salama?
No. Summer, who's another great artist. No. Mr. Vegas.
Mr. Vegas, Wayne Newton?
Wayne Newton, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Although he started a little early. He started way back when he was like 6 or 7 years old. But she's on the same path. I mean, she's got the world at her feet, and that's fantastic.
Yes, indeed. She's doing
and
tremendous stuff.
And she can sing. Who knew?
That's so incredible to hear.
What was that, Tori?
She said that's incredible to hear.
Well, you know, the truth has a way of being incredible. It really does. Go ahead, Ernie.
I was just going to say, you know, Tori also is involved with an anti-bullying campaign. I don't know if she's still heavily involved with it, but I know in the last couple of years you've been involved with, you know, sort of helping out in that regard with bullying and how to handle it and trying to help kids cope with that because, you know, I worked in a middle school for many years, Tori, as a teacher, and I saw it firsthand how rough kids could be on each other with as far as the bullying and the commentary, and now with the social networks and things being put up on the internet and so forth and so on. Do you want to talk a little bit about your involvement with that effort?
Of course. I mean, it really is such a prominent issue, and we forget about it because it happens all the time, but I guess we don't really see the effects of it until later. But I try as hard as I can to make sure that kids out there know that they're important and they're here for a reason, and that if you stand up for something, you can get as far as you want to go in life. That there's so many things you could do, and just being you is the greatest person that you could be. And it took me a while to realize that for myself before I could actually share that with other people. And through my own experiences and through experiences that I've heard about, it really is the greatest lesson to know that you're important and what you're doing is special.
Yeah, so a lot of kids go through school kind of anonymous. You know, it's like all the bad actors, if you will, in the schools get all the attention, and a lot of kids go through school anonymously and, you know, sort of in the background. And I think it's a very empowering message that you're giving them, and I love it. I really do.
Were you bullied, Tori?
I was bullied really bad in middle school. And it's gotten better as I've realized who I am as a person, and I've gotten more sound in myself, and I realized that had a huge part in it. But I was bullied for being short. I was bullied for being fat. There were a number of issues that I had when I was in middle school. And as I get older and I find security in music, it helps me to know who I am and where I'm going. And that's a big part of it for me.
Wow, fantastic. Now all you got to do is show him your picture. You can do bullying of your own without even bullying.
So that's amazing. So you're using it not only as a platform to help other students, but in the end, it helps yourself, kind of a catharsis